Hey y'all, happy Monday and welcome back to another session of Better Out Than In, Real Talk with Kai. So last week I mentioned about my kidney biopsy and no longer doing a pescatarian diet. So I got a kidney biopsy and the doctor I was working with, she wasn't specifically a nephrologist, but she was supposed to be a specialized doctor to work with people with diabetes. So once I got the kidney biopsy, she told me that my condition was a very mild case, that there was nothing for me to worry about. And of course, when you read those tests, when you get your test results, it's like, I don't really understand it. So she didn't really break it down to me what it meant. So I thought that it wasn't anything to worry about. Further, when I stopped doing the pescatarian diet, I noticed that I wasn't feeling well. And when I say I wasn't feeling well, not like I didn't or I couldn't do things, but I just more so felt like my body was slowing down. I know I was like not able to hold down food for almost a whole year. Like I would vomit almost every day. I couldn't hold down my food no matter what it was, little, big. So that was concerning to me, but my primary doctor, he was just like, Kai, I don't know. I don't think you have anything wrong with your digestive system. You don't have irritable bowel movements, like anything like that. So he couldn't figure out what was causing me to vomit every day. He gave me like some nausea medication to try to subside me vomiting every day and be able to hold down my food. And in my mind, I'm thinking, well, damn, like, should I go back to being pescatarian? Is it the food that I'm eating? Which, could very well be. Once you are used to eating a certain way, your body can, get used to it and start rejecting certain food groups. So I kind of was like, okay, maybe I should change my diet again. So I started to cut out meat slowly again, and started to try to do more plant-based, more pescatarian diet. But I was still having these issues with not being able to hold down my food, still having issues with just not feeling well. And so over the course of that year that was happening to me, and I kept seeing my primary physician, I basically was like, okay, I need to talk to someone else because I don't know what's happening. And when I went and talked to the doctor who she was supposed to be specialized in diabetes, I'm like, well, is there anyone else I can talk to, in regards to that kidney biopsy that I did receive? She then was like, well, I don't think there's anything wrong with your kidneys at this point, but if you want to talk to someone, you could possibly be referred to someone in Oakland. So I got a referral to Oakland to work with a nephrologist there and an RN there. And once I got to them and they saw my test results, they contacted me and said, hey, Kaya, we just wanted to let you know that you have a renal disease of kidney failure. You're stage 1 or 2, which is not that far along, but that's the reason why you're having this vomiting. And I'm like, well, this damn doctor never explained to me what the test results were. She didn't say anything was wrong with my kidneys. So then I'm upset with this doctor, because it's like, why would you not explain to me what these test results mean when you kept telling me nothing was wrong with my kidneys and, nothing's going on with my diabetes, which I knew my diabetes was uncontrolled. For the most part, I was getting better at this point with controlling my diabetes, and that's why I was also confused on why I was so sick as far as not being able to hold my food down and vomiting and everything. So working with this doctor in Oakland, they were able to get everything controlled at that point, and keep it stabilized where I was. And so fast forward a little more, I then started to have some issues with my eyes. And I'm like, what the hell is going on? And so when you're diabetic, they do have you do diabetic checkups with your eyes every year. They want to, dilate you, which they can see behind the eye and in the retina with a camera. And they want to see what's going on. They want to see if their blood vessels are growing that are not supposed to be growing. They want to see if there's any strenuous muscle damage, anything behind the eye that's going on due to the diabetes. And at this point, they're like, oh yeah, you have mild diabetes in the eye. And I'm just like, well, what the fuck? Like, I'm too young for this, right? Because all my life I'm thinking all of these things that happen to people, like amputations, heart disease, problems with your eyes, problem with your kidneys. I'm thinking I have time because I'm thinking this only happens to old people. Absolutely not true. Anytime you have uncontrolled disease of anything, in the back of everything, in the I guess unseen parts, there's things happening that speed up the process of you having long-term issues. And so now I'm getting my eyes checked, and now they're telling me I have to do like injections in my eyes, and I'm like, well, I need to think about it, because it's a scary thing to hear that you need to get injections in your eye, or they need to do another kidney biopsy. These things are very scary to hear, and not being very educated on a lot of it, I was kind of in denial of all of it. Like, no, I'm just going to change my diet. I'll be okay. And so that's kind of where I went. I went back, changed my diet. Once I understood that it was due to my kidneys, and I worked with the doctor in Oakland, I no longer was vomiting anymore. So then I thought, okay, well, I'm getting better. I'm well. Nothing is wrong. I don't need to do another biopsy of the kidney. I don't need to do anything more than what I'm doing except change my diet. And so that's what I did. But that was an ongoing battle, a back and forth thing. I would change my diet, then I would kind of fall back into this rut of eating unhealthy again. And so every time I found myself eating unhealthy again, I found that there were issues happening or coming up. And I'm like, oh no, I can't have this happen again. So then I'll go back into my eating right. And so it was just a back and forth thing. So, I do think that our diets have a big, big part of how we, basically how we feel, how our bodies respond to certain things, how we, can stay healthy or be sick. And, that's a debate that people are always having is it the meat? Is it the cheese? Is it this? Is it that? But the healthiest thing that we can do is a plant-based diet, alkaline diet. And that's something that I'm working on. And once I fully get there, I'd love to take you guys on that journey with me and just show you some things that I've been doing and some meals and things like that. But next week, I just want to go into a little more about how I decided to do the injections in my eyes, and just how everything kind of started speedballing downhill all at one time, which felt very coincidental for me. But for the doctor, they're like, oh no, this has been happening behind the scenes, and it's all just coming ahead. But it was just weird that everything was happening at the same time, which, a lot of times when doctors give you any type of medication, the side effects are ridiculous, right? And so they're really not curing you. They're giving you a medication to basically bandage, put a Band-Aid over it and say, hey, this is a temporary fix. And then that temporary fix is going to lead to you needing another medication to to, you know, counteract the side effect. And it's an ongoing thing. It's a domino effect. And so I'll go a little more deeper into how that domino effect took a toll on me with my eye condition and with my kidneys. So again, I appreciate you guys just listening to this short video. You know, please continue to subscribe, like, share, follow. God bless.